What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another high five video with your boy. This time, it is the MLB high five for opening day. Super excited for MLB, man. I've been waiting on this moment since MLB ended. I'm super excited about this because the season's going to be more normal-ish than last year. We had a great season last year, even with COVID or whatever, but I'm saying this year's going to be even more kind of normal-ish, having fans back in the stands and all that good stuff. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a great year. Super excited to get into it. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time. As you guys know, I dropped the early look video earlier on this week to give you guys a first look. I still like most of those guys that I was talking about, but in this video, I'm going to zone in on that high five, and I'm going to give you guys that core that I really, really like and just kind of talk mostly about that high five, and then I'll talk about a few other guys, and then I'll give you my home run projections or predictions at the end of this video. All right, so greenlightdfs.com, our MLB daily and weekly memberships. Right now at greenlightdfs.com, we only have the season-long membership. By the way, we do have a discount code for the season long if you want to join us for the season for MLB. You can get that code from my uncle at Uncle Craig DFS on Twitter, and hit him up and just ask him for the coupon code for MLB season, and he'll hook you up with that. The daily and the weekly options for tomorrow's opening day slate will be posted tonight. Okay, I will be letting everybody know on Twitter at Cam_ATL when they are officially available to go grab. You can go grab your dailies and weeklies later on tonight. Okay, so pay attention to that. After NBA locks and stuff like that later on, I will be announcing that on Twitter. So be ready for that. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. Like I said, after this high five at the end of the video, I'm going to do my home run predictions. All right, and those are a big deal. We've been having some pretty good success with the home run predictions. So let's get it straight into it. Now, there's been some guys open up that I really, really love in fantastic positions on this opening day slate to where I don't have to spend 10-4 on Yu Darvish, okay? On the early look, I really like Yu Darvish, and I still do. But with the game being in course and to give you some flexibility to get some pieces in that game at least, I mean, on the Colorado side, there's not a ton that you would want against Kershaw. On the Dodgers side, there's a lot of interesting plays there. I mean, none of them have had great success versus Marquez, but guys like Mookie Betts, Justin Turner, all really, I don't have to explain them. The whole Dodger lineup is all interesting here in Coors Field. I mean, we know how much power they possess. So it being opening day in the first game of the year, I mean, you're going to get some, people are going to be some pretty cold, and to start out we'll have to see how things are going, but obviously you can just go off of what you know about situations, and you know that the Dodgers are a hot offensive team going into Coors. It's definitely dangerous, but Marquez is a ground ball pitcher. He doesn't give up a ton, and he is a solid pitcher. It's not like he's a gas can by no means, so if he's able to hold them in check, this game could be a lot more underwhelming than people expect. That's all I'm going to say. All right, but let's get into the pitchers that I love. First and foremost, I want to talk about Kyle Hendricks. Now, we have news now that the game in Chicago will have the wind blowing in 15 miles per hour. If you remember in the early look video, I talked about how important it is to know the weather in Chicago, because at Wrigley Field, if the wind is blowing in, pitchers get a huge bump. Okay, that wind really catches that ball and holds it inside the park, so home runs are a lot less frequent. If the wind is out, you want the offensive side of things. The wind is blowing in 15 miles per hour, at least predicted still as of right now. The wind is projected to blow in. Now, if that switches around or anything changes, it'll significantly hinder Hendricks. But as of right now, we're expecting the wind to blow in heavy. Only a small chance for rain, so it should be okay. But obviously, keep an eye on that. This is a big deal for pitchers. If Hendricks goes out, throws a couple innings, and then it starts to rain, he's not coming back. Okay, so pay attention to that. But Kyle Hendricks against Pittsburgh, wind blowing in Chicago, only 7-7. I will take that all day long. So yes, sir, love him at pitcher. Next up, I talked about Brandon Woodruff in the early look as well, but this gives us kind of a upper mid-range-ish pitcher level of some safety guys with some good strikeout upside and great spots, and allows us to be able to get pieces from Coors, plain and simple. And Woodruff is a high strikeout pitcher. Really, really love this kid. 30% strikeouts versus lefties, 28% versus righties. He is a very, very solid pitcher. Now he's going against a Minnesota squad without Nelson Cruz now. Love Woodruff at home in Milwaukee going against Minnesota. Yes, sir. I will take some Brandon Woodruff. Really, really love him. And like I said, he opens the doors. Both these guys open the doors for to get some Coors guys. One of the Coors guys that I really, really like, and I know he's going against Clayton Kershaw, but Cron really sticks out here. CJ Cron really sticks out here. He has a 308 batting average versus lefties, a 280 ISO, and a 406 WOBA. The 280 ISO is what sticks out the most because we know that in an environment like this in course, if you hit the ball hard, there's a solid chance it leaves the stadium. Okay? So CJ Cron at only 3.8, getting you a piece of course. I know it's against Kershaw, but he has been solid versus lefties. Kershaw is a very solid pitcher, don't get me wrong. And in GPPs, if you want to fade, if Cron ends up looking like he's going to be high owned because he's in cores or whatever, then I completely understand pivoting off of him to maybe like a Carlos Santana, something like that. But as of right now, I'm going to stick with CJ Cron because I really, really like him. And no matter who's pitching, at the end of the day, no matter who's pitching, games in cores can go crazy regardless. All right, Kershaw could easily end up getting blown up and it not be surprising because it is cores. All right, so CJ Cron, lefty righty matchup. Like I said, those numbers against lefties: 308 average, 406 WOBA, and 280 ISO. So he's pretty damn solid versus lefties. So I'll take some CJ Cron in the heart of this Colorado order, at least projected to be in the heart of the order. Now, in the outfield, last two spots, we got a couple Boston players. Now, I want to mention this when I lock in Kike Hernandez. Well, fine. He'll go at second base, whatever they want to make me do. All right, Kike Hernandez at 3K. All right, now, we all know how Kike Hernandez, how solid he's been versus lefties. Okay, he's a solid lefty hitter. He is going to lead off for this Boston squad in a very good position here. Okay, the wind is going to be blowing out 11 miles per hour in this game. So I really, really like Kike Hernandez. He's a fantastic option. There's a very solid total for Boston as well with the righty-lefty matchup against Means. I really like Boston as a GPP stack for this opening day slate because a lot of these guys are priced really, really well, and they allow you to really get some good balance throughout your lineup instead of having to really punt anywhere. Kike Hernandez being lead off at 3K, I really, really love him. I expect high ownership on him. If you want to pivot and get lower ownership, another guy that I really like at that spot is Tommy Pham going against Bumgarner. Let me go ahead and bring Pham up. Tommy Pham going against Bumgarner is a solid option. He is a solid batter versus lefties, 322 average, 406 WOBA. So he's a pretty safe option. Okay, so it's one of those situations where unless Kike Hernandez homers and Pham doesn't, the difference shouldn't be much. And if you want to take that opportunity for Pham to get you some stolen base upside, because Pham can steal some bases now. All right, so it's very interesting. So Pham's definitely interesting to me to pivot off of a higher owned Kike or play them both. The problem is at second base you have guys like Ketel Marte who's like free. You know what I mean? So just you got to just play with it, take your time. But yeah, those two guys options at that price tag I'm fine with. I'm gonna stick with Kike Hernandez leading off. And then last but not least, I pretty much have been doing this his entire career, but JD Martinez versus lefties, I've been locking him in majority of the time. Now, at 4-3, it just, once again, it's an elite batter in an elite position with the wind blowing out at home at just too cheap, okay? JD Martinez has a 342 average versus lefties, a 453 WOBA, and a 335 ISO versus lefties. I'm expecting a home run out of him for this opening day slate. And like I said, Boston has over a 5 implied run total. So they are pretty high projected total team on this slate, and they could go slept on with the game in course. So it is very interesting to grab some Boston. So JD Martinez, really like him anytime he has a matchup against a lefty, especially a lefty like John Means. I'm not worried at all about it. With the game being in Boston, really, really love this position for them. And the wind's blowing out, so just icing on the cake. You got the wind blowing out, guys good versus lefties. This is a dangerous spot for Means in this one, okay? Because even if you look at the rest of this team, I mean, think about it. The reason why I like Boston so much, if you go to shortstop, Xander Bogaerts hits lefties really, really well. That's another Boston player. You know what I mean? So these guys could really destroy Means and really put up a ton of runs at home in this first game back. So really love him. And that's the high five for this opening day slate. We got Kyle Hendricks, Brandon Woodruff, CJ Cron, Kike Hernandez, and JD Martinez. Hernandez can be pivoted to Tommy Pham if you would like as well. Just want to mention that. Now, let's go ahead and get into the high five. I like these guys over on FanDuel as well. Okay? All right. So here we go, home run predictions. So at the top of my list, I really like a few San Diego guys. I really like a few San Diego guys in this one for the home run predictions. So Fernando Tatis and Manny Machado, I have to mention both of them for home run predictions because Tatis has been just drilling the ball, and Machado's just obviously a fantastic option anytime he faces a lefty. He's going against the lefty Bumgarner, so it's a fantastic option for Manny Machado and Tatis to get home runs on this slate. They are expensive. That's the only down part for them there. Okay. Eloy Jimenez. I want to mention him going against Dylan Bundy. Jimenez is a very solid option at 4-4. He's fantastic. Obviously, you've got the Dodger guys. I really like Cody Bellinger always for home run predictions. Mookie Betts always has to be mentioned. You've got a guy like Will Smith on that other side. That could be solid as well. Let's see. Home run predictions. I want to give you guys kind of a lowish range. CJ Cron. I'm predicting at least one from him. JD Martinez. I really like him. Let's see. Austin Meadows is a cheap home run possibility. Max Kepler also, but Meadows more. I don't love Kepler against my pitcher Woodruff. Mike Moustakas is interesting. Rhys Hoskins against Max Fried. So really the core of home run up guys that we like today on this first slate, all right, is Tatis and Machado. Really love them. Eloy Jimenez. Love the power he possesses. And then we have the Dodger bats, obviously, Betts and Bellinger. You have Corey Seager with the lefty-righty matchup. You have C.J. Cron, Justin Turner as well could get him one. Rhys Hoskins and Austin Meadows is kind of going to be the core for my home run predictions for this opening day slate. All right. Good luck, everybody. I hope you kill it. Greenlightdfs.com later on tonight. The daily and weekly memberships will be available then. If you want a season-long membership, hit up my uncle on Twitter at CamATL. You can follow me at Cam_ATL. If you want a discount code, hit up my uncle at Uncle Craig DFS on Twitter, and he will get you that discount code to get you set up for the season. All right? Good luck, y'all, man. Super excited for this. Don't forget, I know we're used to NBA locking at 6 or so. MLB is not. It will be locking early, so y'all all be prepared. Get ready to go. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, and let's have a huge year. Let's